Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I'm continuing on. I'm being pretty productive with my videos. I'm trying to get a little ahead on them, so I've been doing 2-a-days. Just had a green smoothie, going to the gym probably in about 45 minutes an hour. So I thought it would be a good time to do the video I had ready. I've been doing a little bit of research on this one the last couple of days, just watching a little stuff just to get a few thoughts. So today I want to talk about how to defy aging on raw vegan diet, plant-based lifestyle. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now and click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, I just started kind of, I had the title, like what my process is like, I don't know. I come up with titles. And when I come up with titles that I want to talk about, I want to share, I'm interested in, then I a lot of them I just, spit them without anything because, it's just my opinion. And then other times I want to find some other ideas out there from people that are probably a little smarter than me, which isn't that hard to find. So I do a few searches on YouTube just to kind of see some different thoughts. And most of everything that came up, as I'm searching, like raw vegan and aging, plant-based and aging, all the thumbnails, I'm kind of just imagine they're almost like, aren't I pretty? Look at me, look at me, look at my, or actually it was the opposite. It was people like kind of knocking the raw vegan lifestyle with people that didn't look all that young, despite the fact that they're eating a lot of raw food and they're on a plant-based lifestyle. Mine isn't so much about the vanity of it, the looks, the aesthetic of it. Also, although that will, eating a plant-based lifestyle, a plant-based diet will generally help you in that area as well. I'm not too worried about that. It's funny, sometimes I've done videos on aging before, and every once in a while you'll get the person, oh, you look like you're 20 years older than you are. And honestly, the look part doesn't matter. I got gray, I got wrinkles, it's all good. For me, what I want to focus on more today is the aspect of our bodies, our function, our actual health, and not like just how we appear on the surface. Although you do get quite good skin on this lifestyle. The eyes do get pretty bright, and generally people, I do find plant-based people to be, as they age, to really, look pretty good for their age. Most. And I'm not going to get into too deep into particulars today, and like I'm going to say, I'm not going to get into the different aspects of plant-based lifestyle, because that might be one for sometime in the future, or maybe looking it up on your own. And that's about how, like, some people don't look that great because of maybe the way they're doing this raw vegan lifestyle and some of the things they're leaving out of that. But most of this is just and a lot of information I got, and I'm going to link 2 videos in the description down below, were from who else but Dr. Greger at nutritionfacts.org. That's where you want to go when you want to get the real science and the real what's up behind why on different things on this lifestyle. And one thing that they found is nutrition. Nutrition is one of the most powerful tools we have to actually take control and affect the way we age. I mean, it is, there's other basics, with as drinking, not drinking alcohol, not smoking. I think hydration is huge. I've noticed for many years that some of your older women, as they get into their 60s and 70s, the better looking ones of those, you start going into their background and they all drink a lot of water. Ate a lot of fruit, drank a lot of water. That just kind of goes hand in hand. But studies do show that diets higher in saturated fats. Now we're going to get into some certain things here. We're going to get into the physical, and we're going to get into the brain a little bit. Because to be honest, I see most things which are considered just natural progression of aging as lifestyle related. And most people don't see it that way. Most people, when they get to 40, when they get to 50, they've just kind of resigned themselves to being like, well, that's just how it's supposed to be at that age. And a lot of that is to do with our physicality. And I'm not talking about going out and being like an athlete, running triathlons, running marathons, but just being able to do simple things. A lot of that comes from our joints, like I've mentioned before, like sometimes if somebody's, kind of giving me like poo-pooing on the raw vegan or the plant-based lifestyle and they're my age, I just drop down into a Hindi squat and hang out there for a while and say, can you do this? Can you even get down on the floor and get back up? So our mobility, our joints. What happens here is with the basically the problems of the joints like arthritis, lack of function, what have you, are due to acidity and inflammation. And in large regards, acidity and inflammation mostly come from animal products. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but they do mostly come from animal products. More plant-based equals less inflammation. And the problem with the meat, and there's one, and also too, I think one of these videos is titled something to do with arthritis. Watch that one. And it talks about, you know, people hate it when you come after their meat, but it's also a double whammy with the meat because he leads one to think, and he makes a good case for it, that it's a double whammy with the meat because you're getting acidity from the animal protein, the lean animal protein, and you're getting acidity from the fat because most of this is from saturated fat, which is in animal products more so than in plant products. Now another aspect of this too is the mind. You know, Alzheimer's, dementia, things like that. They're finding, you know, they're just starting to scrape the surface, and there's not a lot of money to fund this because, you know, there's a lot more money in drugs than food, but they are starting to find that, you know, a lot of that is preventable. I remember, you know, a lot of you younger people may have never even heard of this term before, hardening of the arteries. I remember when people used to kind of get what they'll call dementia now, which was probably misdiagnosing Alzheimer's at times, which would just be called hardening of the arteries. Well, I never thought of that back then, but that's basically the same thing when you're having problems, cardiac problems and what have you. It's hardening of the arteries, which comes from this saturated fat and animal protein. He's even got a word here, inflammaging, and it's defined as the chronic low-grade inflammation typical of aging, and it seems to be the common biological factor for the decline in the onset of disease in the elderly. And another consequence too is the decline in immune function as we age, which is something else we as raw vegans, as people that eat a plant-based lifestyle, are bolstering every day. We're boosting up our immune system every day with the fruits and the vegetables we're taking in. Forget about even like doing the really good fruits. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to get it like berries and things that are really good antioxidants and they're really good for your body. But all of them. Let's see, what else do I have? I've got some good stuff down here from him. I just wanted to touch the surface a little bit. Studies that diets higher in saturated fats were associated with poorer cognition and memory. Everywhere you look, the information is out there. The people that don't want to accept this just don't want to accept this. The only intelligent response once somebody is actually presented, and I'm not talking about me, that's why I'm always harping on that. You want to convince your parents of something, you want to convince, harder to convince people of something, give them resources like Dr. Greger. Don't go sending them to a channel like me with all this hair and just kind of being half crazy all the time. Because when you listen to Dr. Greger explain a lot of this stuff, when you listen to T. Colin Campbell explain this stuff, hell, give them the book Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease by Caldwell Esselstyn. If anybody that reads that stuff and still wants to really argue it and refute it, there's really not too much you can do. The more intelligent response from somebody like that would just be to say, you know what, you're probably right, but I just like what I do and I'm going to continue my lifestyle because, there's just too much evidence now out there on plant-based lifestyle. And conversely, for the people that are always saying, well, you don't get this, and this, and this is blah, 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 blah. How is that standard American diet lifestyle working out for you out there? all we hear every day is increased cancer rates, increased heart disease, all this heart disease. Look at how many people a year die from heart disease. Look at how many people a year, just in the United States alone, are taking, past the age of 55, are taking just multiple medications for the next 2 or 3 decades of their life. So I'm going to link these two. Like I say, I didn't really want to get into this super deep explanation of it when it's done better by people like Dr. Greger and stuff. Now, this research has, some of the stuff I was reading has intrigued me and has interested me to the point that I might do a little bit more in-depth piece about it, about the whole aging thing and a plant-based lifestyle on the blog, written. And just to have on there. But yeah, in general, I'll stick to what I say. Go check out these sources, man. There's about 5 or 6 books out there you give to somebody. If they don't get convinced of the plant-based lifestyle after reading this, after seeing this information, then they're probably not going to, and you just don't bang your head against the wall and then you move on. But I have no doubt whatsoever, no doubt. I haven't figured all this stuff out. You can tell by the willy-nilly approach of this channel. I don't try to claim like I know things and I claim this. In fact, some of the over-claiming by raw vegans out there, this will be healed, this will be reversed, all the gray hair will go away, you'll regrow teeth, you cut an arm off, it'll grow back. I'm exaggerating too, but I don't like that hyperbole. So anyhow, look into this stuff. If you've got, maybe you have parents out there that are starting to get that age. Maybe you have parents that have arthritis. I wish I had known about this stuff. My mom's 87 now, and I still try to, introduce little tricks in here and there. I try it now that I'm here for an extended period. I'm preparing food for her, a good bit, not every day, but I'm trying to get more plant-based into her, and that's what I'm always talking about. It's not about like being so super strict. I'm just giving her sweet potatoes. Last night I had pad thai, and I put it over my zoodles and koodles and red cabbage, and I put hers over rice noodles. I found a good source here of fresh, oh God, now I'm thinking in Spanish, linaza. The seeds, the ones that are high in omega, flax seeds. I got thinking in Spanish there. Flax seeds. I'm going to try to start introducing some flax seeds into her, mixing them in somewhere. Because she's had arthritis for years and years and years. She's had problems with her knees, mobility problems for 20 or 30 years. And at 87, you're not going to see a ton of reversal there, but I'm just always thinking like if we can, reduce the inflammation and acidity a bit, at least you can get some relief out of it. So anyhow, take a look at those 2 links below, and maybe go exploring on his channel. Search things on his channel. Search like arthritis, aging, Alzheimer's, dementia, and you'll get a wealth of knowledge there. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.